So the large donors at megachurches are way worse than you thought. Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm a deep skeptic, also a pastor. Disclaimer, I used to work in a megachurch. I no longer do. I don't really think they're a great idea, but let me tell you about the megadonors. So here's the story. This is one megadonor, like top 5 donors in the church, and basically, if this donor removed their funding, the church wouldn't be able to continue in the same way. Their monthly gift was massive, and I opted to not even know it because I didn't want to know how much people gave, but I was constantly reminded by other people on staff that this person was important to listen to. The problem is this megadonor would routinely verbally abuse the staff. He would email you if you changed the price of hamburgers for the youth group because it started costing more. He would insult you and tell you that you were not good at your job, even though this person had absolutely no experience in professional ministry. He would talk about your appearance. One of the interactions that this person had, they talked about how unattractive someone dressed, about how they did their hair, and all kinds of things that are just wildly inappropriate, offensive, and abusive. They would say it in the most aggressive terms possible, and you had to take it. One of the lead staff people was close personal friends with this megadonor, and I remember going to them after one of the people on my team was abused for like the 5th time in a year. And I said, look, this has to stop. I need you to have a conversation with them and tell them this is not okay. And the response was, Jeremy, you know that if we offend this person and they stop giving to the church, that we can't sustain our staff payroll. Oh yeah, because that's the thing they always threatened, about taking their money away. And my response was, yeah, but we don't let people treat other people this way. And if they're claiming to be a Christian, they can't act like this. The conversation didn't happen. Oh, but there's more. It's not just allowing them to abuse the staff and make threats and all of that kind of stuff. They also have a direct impact on what the church chooses to believe and how the church chooses to act on those beliefs. So this megachurch was getting ready to have to make some big decisions because the Christian group that they were a part of was beginning to become more progressive, which is so dangerous, loving more people, but anyway, they were having to make some decisions as to whether or not they were going to stay part of an organization that was more affirming of LGBTQ people, whether they were going to make a stand against LGBTQ people, or if they were going to do something in the middle. So what did they do first? You guessed it. They had meetings with their top 10 donors, and they said, okay, here's the problem. What would you do with your money if we chose option A, being more progressive, option B, being more conservative, or option C, going neutral? And they made their decision in large part based on those conversations. But money shouldn't decide whether or not you are loving towards queer people, whether or not you are engaging in anti-racist work. That's not the way that works. In fact, that is the kind of corruption at a level that is just astonishing. And it happens every day at these large churches, in part because they've grown so large and so many people depended on them that when these donors threaten to take their money, it's not just money, it's people's lives and livelihoods. And I get it. But that's why maybe megachurches aren't even a good idea. Because when you get so large that the rich people run everything by default, that's too big. That's not okay. And it's got to stop.